Hello! In this video, we're going to discuss how to set up tables and how to get started using the eSchool dashboard. When you first come into your course, you want to click on the eSchool dashboard link on the left-hand navigation menu. Once you click on that link, you would see that your course has a eSchool default table. The eSchool default table has been preset with fields that would give you information about the students in your course. In order to create a new table, you want to click on Add New Table. First step in creating a new table is giving it a name. You can give a name to your table according to the purpose of the table. For example, if you are creating your table for progress monitoring, you could call it progress monitoring. If you are creating a table to do grace period progress monitoring, then you can call it grace period table. If you are creating a table to obtain information to issue final grades, you can call it final grades table. It all depends on what information you would like to add to the table and the purpose of the table. When you create a table, you want to select which items you would like to show on your table. The Guardian Information button will display any available Guardian information on a student. The Analytic Reports is a button that links you to the analytics report, and the Comments is a button that allows the teacher to make flags. They're only available within that course. What you want to add to the comments are specialized notes that apply to your course only. The student name will always show by default. You also have the student information fields such as student email, student phone, enrollment status, and student ID. In the progress information area, you'll have fields such as the current grade, percentage complete, weeks active, last submission, last assignment, and last score. The difference between last submission and last assignment is that the last assignment will give you the name of the last assignment, while the last submission will give you a date. You will see that there are several contact types or student interactions that you can add to your table, such as grace end, welcome call, monthly call. You do have quite a few options on this one. Once again, depending on the purpose of your table, you will select what items you would like to show on the table. There are additional fields that are available for you to populate in your table. There is grade, school, gender, learning lab, period, student type, other email, birthday, learning program, and guidance counselor. As you add items to your table, you want to make sure that you click on the Save button so that your selection can be saved and your table can be created. Now that I understand about the fields that I can add to the table, I'm ready to create my table. I'm going to call my table Progress Monitoring, and I want to have the Guardian information, comments section, a student email, a student phone, current grade, percentage complete, weeks active, last submission, and I'm going to add 3 interactions: grace end, welcome call, and monthly call. From the other fields, I want to add the grade and school, and I'm going to click Save, generate my table. You would see the list of tables that have been created. To hide or unhide your table, you just want to click the Hide or Unhide option from the Tables menu. This will help you decide what tables you would like to have displayed on your dashboard. If I go back to my dashboard, I'll be able to see my progress monitoring table and the eSchool default table. If I want to hide them at any time, I can just by going to the Hide button on the right-hand side of the screen. If I need to edit my table, I can just click on the Edit. And if I need to export the information from my table, I can just click on the Export Table option. Please note that your default table will not have the checkboxes that your table needs to have in order to log your contacts. So it is important that for now you always create a new table so that you can log those important contacts for your students. You can create as many tables as you need to in your course to do the appropriate progress monitoring. Once again, you will always click on the Add a New Table to go back to your tables. Now let's talk about student tables. There are student default tables that are set up for your course. These are the tables that students will see when they click on this eSchool dashboard in their courses. For example, they'll be able to see student information, progress information, and teacher interaction. You do not have to create new tables for students. but this information is available in case you would like to add new student tables.